Hi, my name is Solo P1 and welcome to the 2020 British Grand Prix practice review. This practice session is boring. It was boring. Past tense. Because at the end of the day, we all know what's going to happen. In my opinion, Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas are playing everybody. During practice 2 or practice 1, which one of them, you had Toto Wolff on his little scooter with some ginger girl. I don't know who the girl is. I don't know who the lady is. And I don't really give a shit. But he's on the scooter. He's going around Silverstone on his electric scooter. He's got his mates with him chilling. This is during the practice session, by the way. This is during the practice session where Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas are just taking it easy. This is even during qualifying runs. This is during practice 1 and 2. Toto thinking, we've won it, we don't care. We're going to go out, we're going to go on our electric scooter. We might even pop down the shop later, get ourselves a kebab, get ourselves a can of Coke, and maybe go out for a nice dance later at some club. But don't forget to wear your mask. But anyway, this is how the practice has been. We know how it's going to be. This is going to be a copy and paste of last week. The only thing I'm not hoping for is Valtteri Bottas doesn't break down. I hope he doesn't break down. I hope he does finish the race, maybe behind Lewis Hamilton. Because last week for Valtteri Bottas, the race was a disaster. Let's face it, you can look at it how you want. You can try and say, oh, maybe they shouldn't have pushed each other. That's what I was saying. And we're going to still stick to what I said last week, by the way. The reason why Valtteri Bottas' tyres burnt out is because he was pushing Lewis Hamilton at the beginning. So basically, they was outdoing each other. Valtteri Bottas pushed, Hamilton pushed. Valtteri Bottas pushed, Hamilton pushed. That's just the way it was. That's my opinion. But apart from that, nothing really happened in practice session. Practice session 1 and 2. Last week, what happened? Tyres were burning out. We had engine failure. This week, we got the same thing again. We got engine failure by all the Ferrari engines. Alfa Romeo, engine failure. Sebastian Vettel, engine failure. Yes, Sebastian Vettel, engine failure. But is Charles Leclerc's engine failing? No. Ask yourself that question. Charles Leclerc has got a 5-year deal with Ferrari, and Sebastian Vettel most probably is going to Aston Martin. He's not said it yet, but come on, let's face it, that's where he's going. He ain't going to go to Renault. There's no places for him. He ain't going to go to Haas. Haas can offer him double the pay Ferrari was offering him, and he still wouldn't go to Haas. Most probably, he's definitely going to Aston Martin. If he doesn't go to Aston Martin, it'll probably take a year out, come back in 2022, and we see what'll go on then. But nothing happened. Same shit, just like last week. Albon complaining about his tyres. How many times do these engineers at Red Bull need to get it through their thick head? Albon's car is not running well. There's no way Max Verstappen is that much better than him. It's funny how Max Verstappen's car is funny. I mean, I'm not funny. You can see how Max Verstappen's car is smooth. It's funny that it's not breaking down like Albon's. Albon's car is breaking down. Understeer, oversteer, vibrations. He can feel vibrations in his arse. He's coming on the radio saying to his engineer, more vibrations. More. We get it. But you don't get it, do you? You don't get it. Because if you got it, you would have fixed it from last week when he was complaining. The guy looks like he's going to have a nervous breakdown. He's had enough. He's ready to go home. He's ready to pack his bags. He's ready to go back to Monaco with a mask on. And he's ready to go home and pack it all in. I don't think this guy can take any more. Albon is ready to just go home. He's had enough. I don't know who the reserve driver for Red Bull is, but he needs to start puckering up and getting ready to get in that car. Albon can't take it. He's ready to move on. He's ready to get his look. He's ready to get his girlfriend, go back to Monaco and think, that's it, I've had enough. I tried, not good enough. And maybe try and get his seat back at AlphaTauri. It used to be Toro Rosso, but now it's AlphaTauri. Because Gasly, in my opinion, Gasly's got a very good chance of getting... See, 4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have said Gasly had a chance of getting that seat back at Red Bull. But now, Gasly's got more chance of getting that seat back at Red Bull. He's there, smiling his head off. There's even jokes about, if you go on Instagram, when you go watch this channel I follow on Instagram, right, called F1 Jokes. There's a picture of Gasly like this. And there's a picture of Albon down there crying. It's funny. You got to go and look at it. It's called F1 Jokes. Highly recommend it. It's on Instagram. It's happening. The wheels are spinning. And Red Bull can come out in the press as much as they want. They can defend it. They can say, oh yeah, he's having a bad time. He's having this, he's having that. He's got a new race engineer, by the way. I'll get to that later. But Albon, he's all over the place. He needs to have a good weekend this week. If he doesn't have a good weekend this week, this guy, he's not going to be able to take it. He's going to crack. He's going to turn into the Incredible Hulk. He's going to start pounding everybody in that garage if he don't get what he wants. Everybody thinks Albon's this nice guy. Yo, trust me. The grin don't let the grin fool you. Don't let the grin fool you. You can see the rage. You can see when he's having his press conference, you can see Albon by looking at his face in the press conference. You can see he's ready to rage. Don't let that guy turn into green, because it's all over. It will be all over. Now, during this practice session, most of the time I don't even look at the results. Let's face it, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Unless you're one of those guys that pay attention to detail, go for it, not me. I like listening to the commentators. When it comes to practice session, especially 1 and 2, right? I love listening to the commentators because I get a lot of info off them. Most of the time, 99% of the time, they're chatting shit. But I still like listening to them because it's entertaining. And this day and age, the way this COVID going on, and looks like COVID's coming back to destroy the world, I don't know. We need some entertainment in our life. Let's face it, we do. So you got the commentators coming on there and he's saying... Crofty saying, he said, even though Ocon is from Normandy, he's from France, and we know he's not from England, and he used to race for Mercedes, he was like a second driver, this is kind of his home race. And I was thinking, how does he work that one out? How does he work that one out? How is this his home race? How is it? He's from France. This is England. How is it home race? And even, what's his name? Damon Hill. Even he said, oh, that's a bit of a stretch, Crofty. And Crofty even laughed. It's things like that. It's just like a bit of banter between the commentators. They try and wind each other up. And it comes across to us as funny. Well, it comes across as me funny. I can't speak for nobody else. But for me, it comes across funny. Now, something interesting come up. He says, look. As Ferrari start tumbling the records, as Mercedes start tumbling the records, start knocking them down one by one. Ferraris, Schumachers, Sennas. Damon Hill says, in this, as Lewis Hamilton is breaking all the records, they're going to start comparing Mercedes' dominance to Ferrari's dominance. The dominance of Ferrari. When I had Schumacher there 5 years in a row. When he won 5 Drivers' Championships and 5 Constructors' Championships in a row. I think it was 4 Constructors' Championships and 5 Drivers' Championships. But anyway, that had the dominance of Ferrari. Ferrari had 5 and 5, whatever. 5 Constructors, 5 Drivers by Schumacher and Ferrari. Now, Lewis Hamilton is doing that again. But Mercedes have won 6 in a row. So, in a way, you can compare. Different times, different cars. But for me, Ferrari's era was a lot harder. Not the first couple of years. 2000, 2001, 2002. Ferrari went rod shot over everybody. Nobody could touch Schumacher. Especially the 2001 and 2002 car. By 2001, he'd already won the title by the 7th race. That's what you call dominance. But the last 2 years of Schumacher's dominance, it was a lot harder. That's when this is when Kimi started coming into his own. Alonso started tapping on that door for his title. So it was a lot different. But for me, Mercedes has had the easiest run. All right, they got tested in 2018 by Vettel, by the car. 14, there was dominant. 15, there was dominant. 16, there was dominant. No, 14, it was all over. Mercedes crushed the opposition. 15, they crushed it. It was just Rosberg and Hamilton. 16, Rosberg and Hamilton again. 17, it was all about Lewis Hamilton. 18, Ferrari had a chance, but obviously because of Vettel's mistakes, he blew it. It was all over. But for me, if you look at Schumacher's run, Schumacher had the harder run. First couple of years, okay, they done it, but after that, remember in 2003, he had one Montoya clipping on Schumacher's heels in that Renault, not in the Williams car, the BMW Williams. So it wasn't easy sailing for Ferrari. I know whatever's going to be scared about the cheating. Everybody knows what's going on. I'm not going to go down that road. But I'm just saying, if you can compare him, I think Ferrari had the harder run, especially the latter part of their 2003 and 2004. 2003, 2004 wasn't an easy run for Ferrari. But that's what I was talking about. So you can start talking about comparing crafty. Listen, I've been saying this for 2 years on my channel, and I'm gonna get straight into it right now. Valtteri Bottas is Rubens Barrichello. Valtteri Bottas is Rubens Barrichello. You may not like it, but it's fact. Bottas is not going to beat Lewis Hamilton this year. He might come out and say, oh yeah, this might happen. Yeah. Let's face it. Valtteri Bottas, he might win a race. I'm not saying he's not going to win a race. I'm saying he's not going to win the championship this year. This is Lewis's to lose. It's Lewis Hamilton comes through this weekend, at the end of this weekend, and he wins that race, and Bottas doesn't win it, and he comes third. It is over. It is over. And if Bottas does win the championship, I'll be the first person to come on my channel. I'll come out and say I was wrong, egg in my face. Bottas deserves to win it. That's if it happens, but it ain't gonna happen. In my opinion, it's not. Lewis Hamilton is gonna win this title. You had Max Verstappen in the press conference last week. You had Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen on the side of him. And what did the commentator say? What did the journalist say? They said to Max Verstappen, you think anyone's going to beat Lewis this year? You know what they said? No. And you know what Charles says? No. Maybe Bottas, but that's exactly what Charles said. And I agree. In that engine and in that car, no one's going to beat Lewis Hamilton this year. No. So basically, they said you've got to compare Bottas to Rubens Barrichello, because Rubens Barrichello was Michael Schumacher's teammate. Bottas is Lewis Hamilton's teammate, and you're gonna start doing the listen. I've been comparing this for 2 years. Not about people are gonna start comparing. Listen. It's not just me. It's not just me comparing Bottas to Rubens Barrichello. The big wild web out there on Twitter, social media, I've been doing it for 2 years. There's people who've been doing it longer than me. But I'm saying I've been doing it for 2 years. I've been saying it for 2 years. Bottas is there to commit for Hamilton to win his 8th world title, and that's it. And probably the contract that they've offered him, he's probably getting more money because he has to do the business for Lewis Hamilton. Because he's a nice guy, he's committed. He's not like Rosberg, where Rosberg couldn't let it go, and them two was at wars together. This is completely different. This is why they're keeping Bottas there. He's a good hand. That's what I'm trying to say. He's a good hand for Mercedes. Right. Now, Max was going around the track. This is during practice 1. Max was complaining. If you remember last week, Max Verstappen was complaining that Roman Grosjean was holding him up on his lap. And then Paul di Resta come out and says, Roman Grosjean should know the rules. He's bang out of order. He shouldn't have stood there. He should have moved over to the side, not on the racing line. And Max done exactly the same thing today. Exactly the same thing. Kimi was hitting the corner. Now Charles was hitting the corner, getting ready. Max was there slow. And then what happened as Charles Leclerc was coming into the corner, Max forced him and it could have been a crash. This was just during practice session. So Paul di Resta was silent. He never said not one thing. Nothing come out of his mouth. Fake ass. Now, Same thing happened again further down on, but with Kimi. Again, Max Verstappen involved again. Nearly hit Kimi. Kimi had to pull out of it. Again, no comments from Paul di Resta. Again, the last 16 minutes of the practice session in practice 1, Albon complaining about the tyres. The car looked like it was high. The back of the Red Bull car, ride height is so high. It's unbearable. You look at most of the F1 cars, the back of the car is low. You look at Red Bull car, it looks like it's lifting backwards. And he's saying, look, there's no grip. There's no grip. The car's struggling. He's clearly not happy with the car. I'm not going to go over again with Albon. I said it earlier. He's just not happy with the car. They need to sort it out. Because if they don't, something's got to give. Either they're going to get rid of Albon or Albon's going to walk. Lando's talking about the engine vibrations. Again, like I said, just like last week, copy and paste. I should have just got my video from last week and just planted on here. Do some editing on the top. It would have been alright. Lando always complained about vibrations. Again, using the soft tyres. This week, all the teams are doing a 2-stop. Vibration problems. They can't be doing 1-stop. Because if you do a 1-stop, same thing's going to happen again. At the end of the day, the way this track is and the way the cars are, the way the cars are balanced, they're going to need 2-stop strategy. And I think that's what it was testing. Now, at the end of practice 1, we had Bottas first. Lewis second, but Lewis was on the mediums. And third place, Max Verstappen. First time this year that Bottas has led the practice session in practice 1. There you go. Practice 2, Bottas on the medium tyres, Lewis on the soft tyres. Fastest sector, Nico was third for a little bit, so good play, good for Nico. I didn't even know Nico was racing this weekend, to be fair, because I heard that Sergio Perez was trying to get back into the race this week, and obviously he's done another COVID test. This guy's done about 300 COVID tests since last week. That's the rumours going around. He's done about 300 COVID tests this week. He's done 300 COVID tests this week, and he's trying to get back into the race, into F1. Understandable. The guy wants to race. He's supposed to be racing, and he got the COVID thing, so he come back again. He got tested for COVID, so he's not coming back this week. Hearts go out to Checo, man. Feel sorry for him, and it looks like he might be leaving Racing Point. So in practice 2, yeah, there we go. This is where it was all funny. Toto was on the scooter. With this girl with ginger hair. Well, when I first saw this, I thought, who's that? It's probably just someone messing about on a scooter. Toto, this is during practice 2. Toto on the scooter, chilling. Yeah, he was at the back of some scooters. Some girl was on there with ginger hair. Not saying anything was going on. I ain't one of them reporters. On here, facts are facts. Alright, you might get a bit of entertainment out of this show. Listen, I don't want to come out here, bore people, and just go, oh, this was the review. This is tyre degradation was wearing, and the back of the wing looks a bit bent. We need to get the tyres into the pit lane, change the tyres. We need to higher the ride height. We need to adjust the suspension. No! This channel is for entertainment. Listen, I like to talk about facts because that's what I do. I talk about facts. I get my facts in check, then I record. But I do like to add a little bit of entertainment to it because that's the way it is. That's the way I like doing my videos. So, Toto's having a good time. He don't give a shit. He's sitting back. He's thinking, yep, he's getting his cup of tea tonight. Probably get his little pillow. Probably get a few biscuits after a night out. He don't give a shit. He knows the season's over. He knows this weekend's over. He don't care. He knows Mercedes' superior engineering. British engineers, British chassis, German engine. Perfect combination. The perfect combination. And that's what he's thinking because he knows it's over. Red Bull are nowhere. Ferrari are finished. At least till 2022. And he's thinking, you know what? Instead of sitting in the back, going through tables like he does every session. He must have broke about 100 tables this last year, at least 100 tables. Instead of breaking another table in the paddock or wherever he sits in the back, right? I'm just gonna go out and go on an electric scooter and relax with my mates, and that's what he did. And he looked relaxed. There's my phone going off again. There's more rumours about this. Listen, I never caught this interview. There's more rumours just come on my phone that Toto done an interview with Sky. I caught the beginning of it, but I never caught the end of it because I was queuing up my video, and he was not happy with the interview. He was supposed to be like slightly aggressive towards the towards Simon Lazenby and Jensen Button. I'm not sure if he's aggressive, I don't know, but this is what people are saying on Twitter. I need to watch it again and go over it again. So anyway, Grosjean gets a slight snap of oversteer, but he was adjusted the brake balance. They've sorted that out, and this is something about Matteo, the Ferrari head guy. Basically, last week's race, right? He went onto the radio and he said to Vettel, he goes, "Don't worry, Vettel will have a better race next time." Vettel did not respond. From turn 1 to 6, he didn't respond. And someone got onto Vettel's radio and said to Vettel, "Oh look, Matteo said, look, he's on the air. Matteo just spoke to you. Look, you should say something." Vettel come and said something. Said, "Yeah, well, okay, I'll speak to you later." Vettel is clearly not happy with Ferrari. Clearly, it's either Ferrari is screwing Vettel or Vettel screwing Ferrari. There's people saying it's a Ferrari's car, or whatever. Maybe I think it's Vettel. I think Vettel can't get over the way they've done him over in that contract. The way they've done him over in that contract. Let me just get my fan on over here. He can't get over the way they screwed him in that negotiation. The lack of negotiation. He didn't get negotiation. Right? He didn't get no negotiation. They said, "Look, we don't need you." He said, "We don't need you." Right? You've been a great driver for us. No negotiation. See you later. Bye. Sorry, the reason I'm getting distracted because it's so hot in here. And I'm trying to bring my fan round. I'm sorry about this. If we come across this. Anyway. So Vettel is upset with Ferrari. This is my opinion. This is not fact. I'm just stating my opinion. That's all. I think Vettel's trying to screw Ferrari and is deliberately trying to find faults with the car to try and screw over Ferrari with the points. That's just my opinion. And most people are saying it's the engine. People are saying, "Oh, they're doing over Vettel." I think it's the other way around. That's just me. I'm just suspicious that way. So. Max Kane, it says on here, Lando talking about, Lando was talking, we got Bottas, we've done that one last weekend, done that. Engine failure, safety car. 6 minutes towards the end, Vettel's car broke down. Alright, and look, like I just told you, I think Vettel's trying to screw Ferrari, but this just come out and said Vettel's car broke down. We don't know what the problem is yet. I don't know if it's the engine, the power issues, the turbo. But when they played it back down on the telly, it sounded like it was a bad thing, like something blew. But in my opinion, still sticking to it, I think Vettel is trying to screw Ferrari in the race. Obviously, he didn't make this blow, the engine. Things like that can just happen. But I'm still sticking to it that Vettel is trying to screw Ferrari. There's no way Vettel can be that far away from Charles Leclerc. I don't give a shit. There's no way. It's not what the way it is. If that's the case, Vettel should even be in F1, and to me, he should be. He should be at a top team. To me, he should be at Mercedes. He should be at Mercedes, and I think, well, right. If he goes to Aston Martin, that's gonna be a good team. They got the money, they got the backing behind, they got Toto involved. But either one of them teams should be at Mercedes or Aston Martin, and I think he's going to Aston Martin. So that's it. At the end, you had Lewis the fastest, the medium tyres, Valtteri on the soft tyres was second, and Ricciardo third fastest. So Ricciardo getting all the energy out of that car, eking the energy out. So let's get on to the video. Let's see what's going on with the videos. I know we can get out of here. I've got 2 videos. I'll just play it. There's only 2 at the moment. We've got Albon. Albon says F2 felt like progress, so whatever. Let's listen to that, guy.
So there
you go. Just starting now. Adverts.
Hello, Alex. Busy day out on track. How was it for you?
It was okay. Yeah, not bad. I think still struggling a little bit with getting what I want in the car, but it's progress. It feels like progress. Just everyone seems pretty quick, so I need to do some homework tonight and come back stronger tomorrow.
Change in the tyre compound for this weekend. What's that done to the car?
I think it's not a great choice by Pirelli. I think the tyre isn't quick. It's too soft for this circuit, so we'll see. We'll see what everyone else says, but I think it was quicker today on the mediums than on the softs.
So you think no one will be using the softs as a race tyre, just as a quality tyre?
Yeah, and we'll see in qualifying as well, because I think there might be some people not even trying to qualify on the mediums.
Oh, why is that? Is it just going off way too early in the lap?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, out of all the cars that went on track, I think almost everyone was quick on the mediums. And if you look at the track evolution, if you were quicker on the softs, you're only quicker by a tenth compared to your first run. So it definitely leans to that way. The thing is, we don't have enough mediums and hards for the weekend, so you're a little bit stuck with strategy. And I think tomorrow will be quite important, choosing the right tyre at the right moment for Q1, Q2 and Q3.
Has a change in tyre pressure had anything to do with that, or is it just on the compound?
Not sure. I think, of course, it's not going to make the car feel much better going up on pressures, but yeah, well, that's for us to kind of get on top of and rebalance the car.
Some surprising names up around you guys in the top 10 this afternoon, notably the Renault of Daniel Ricciardo. Do you think that's an anomaly, or you're expecting them to be competitive?
No, they were quick also last weekend. Their race pace was good as well, so they're not slow. We'll see, obviously, tomorrow everyone's hiding something today, and we'll see.
Right, that was from Album. I'm going to play one more video. I'm going to be out of here. I'm sweating buckets. I'll be back tomorrow with qualifying. And Sunday, I'll be doing my race day review as normal. So, this is Solo P1 signing out. I'm going to leave you with a video with Lewis Hamilton, which is 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Lewis Hamilton, back-to-back Silverstone wins would be incredible. So, let's see what happens there. Okay, now just wait. Hold on, let's mute this. I'm going to disappear now, or you'll see me disappear. And then you'll have the outro at the end. Advert, sorry.
Same track as last weekend, different tyres though. How's the car reacting to the track and to those new tyres this weekend?
I think it's been generally a good day. We had good understanding, good findings from last week, and I think made some small adjustments which have, cut off a millisecond here, millisecond there. So it's been positive in general, and the tyres have been very soft, but fine.
So from what you learned last week, have there been any big steps forward, or as you say, is it just just polishing little bits here and there and those marginal gains?
We haven't changed anything except for just the setup, so it's just small minuscule things that we can improve. We don't have an upgrade between the races, so it's still the same car. It's just trying to find some other areas, and so I think we have today. It's been positive.
You said tyres are softer this weekend. How are they lasting over one lap? The gap between the medium and the soft doesn't look anywhere near as pronounced as it was last week.
No, they've pretty much feel exactly the same tyre, to be honest. So one tyre feels the softest of the tyres. The red tyre feels a little bit less, a little bit overheating at the end of the lap, and the other, the medium, feels pretty much the same all the way till the last couple of corners, and it's a little bit better on the rear. That's just the only thing.
In terms of your competition, is it pretty much Valtteri?
Dude, I don't even look at that stuff during the session. I'm just always looking at overlays, looking at balance tools, and that's what I'm working on generally through the session. So I don't know where everyone else is. I have no idea where everyone else is. So.
And what does it feel like coming into this weekend, knowing you could sort of take back-to-back victories at your home Grand Prix at Silverstone? Be something that's never been done before.
Well, I mean, I see it as an opportunity, of course, but you know, Valtteri's going to be strong this weekend. You saw in the last week, anything could happen, particularly early in the last lap. So it's going to take a lot of analysis and nursing these softer tyres to a point that we can, you know, stay up ahead. But of course, that would be an incredible accomplishment for us as a team, and I think for me it would be incredible to have two British Grand Prix wins. But there's a lot of work up until then.